Yes, interestingly, Fancy, you remember La Liga player of the season discussions in so. Then you about a little bit of transfers. But first of all, Mamisha same friend for Jose Mourinho story now we are, you know, about Ninsem now catch a techie for no. Fancy, Jose Mourinho or ye nyamransem kakra. Ana or katane ni akan simbi actually techie for na. Odwen ho ko akira eyadidi atema eni kwan so obi afa ne lightly hwe na me ni obi anya adwen obeka se Jose Mourinho ye racist abra okọ make the comment na omole Galatasaray meboa okọ make the comment say Galatasaray for no omo celebrate and omo evise monkeys
yeah
me ka omo defend Jose Mourinho we say Jose Mourinho onye racist but Fancy me say the attempt we now we di omo for the second time no. He's slightly moving towards that particular line.
That's all my attention, maso.
Attention, ne maso. But what do you want to
Oh, yeah.
Ose no nyama tekino.
The last 7 years, on our ball European finals too. More than the entire history of Turkish football.
More than the entire history of Turkish football. Or boy, Turkish football kwano kanwase. He's talking about the entire history of Turkey as a nation.
Oh, how?
Okay. Very good question. So Abusami say, oh, how? Newton Atina Europe Achera. Italy, Spain, Meboa. Nimienu nyina. What Busan said, the intina no more free Turkey, the sick man of Europe. Ah? Yarefwa Sebi, o Europe. Inti Germany for ni di Turkey for na tema almost mo de mo ya yare for. Italy for ni bi di Turkey for na sema almost edi o matema almost mo ya yare for. Ni nyina confirm bra ni nyina agina. On say the Ottoman Empire ni be Turkey. Now, this is how all of these came about. On say the Ottoman Empire nankasana from the Ottoman dynasty during the 13th century. Na omo dominate Turkey pa no. Near from the Seljuk dynasty.
Okay.
Now, Seljuk dynasty, no, there was a Mongol invasion. In Tubekaya, there is a certain man, be a friend, Genghis Khan. And yes, in the 3 more years, pa. On why an address or be conquer Asia, or be conquer Europe, or be conquer North Africa, or be conquer Babia. It's the Mongol invasion, no, at the Seljuk dynasty for now, one day so kakra. Now, no, Ottoman Empire for now, so Ottoman dynasty for no more far away, a town closer to Barca, which is quite closer to Turkey. Now, that town near Fenny Sorgut. Now, Sorgut town now no more woman, no more says a Duke for no no brassino. I no money to a man more, a bet to tna. Sir Duke for no said there be some more from the NS will be to Atanamos near Bejicruni, the boy and so. I no more beji boss. So the Ottoman Empire started in Anatolia, but baby a free banankasane ye Sorgut hono. And Anatolia near baby an Seljuk dynasty for near day. Ewo. So that first part of dominance, no, and no decided say and no better machine said the Mongol for near you know. It Ottoman Empire no more control Asia, no more control North Africa, no more control most of the Eastern European nations. It is a me the map me mashada according to so bon say omo baby an empire ni duru ni na kweche. But mistake can air cost was at that time near say Abrana the other part of Eastern Europe was no moving forward. Enya more industrialization. Omani be one yoma bebre hu na take ani be one yoma bebre hu. It where this mapa Syria ewo Asia meboa, Palestine ewo Asia. Hwe baby Saudi hwe baby Egypt hwe baby Sudan no person mo control baby a. But their biggest problem as I said the omo ba form no. One, internal attacks are no one can say to try your mon tokwa. Because a big gross no yenya ekokon kitten bi wo ma. Fancy omo suji to me say what say so yet tie ho. Ama industrialization because Europe were moving forward. Not other nations in Russia, Serbia, obi ekonanim. But because it's not Turkey, omo da also evolve yourself in the old-fashioned way under Ottoman Empire nitino. Na nyoma ntumpon fa mo. They toso miensa. Obe check say no military because that is say an bomb aba etu aba bomb na se kan ne nyoma na omo da so yusu. It no mu wachire. It fancy baby omo gina say na no mo ya sa nyoma woni na that time na Portugal so na Africa. E colonize amanfo. Germany and amasi colonize amanfo. Iti abre wiase asesa no mu gina fako. Iti Europe considers them to be the sick man of Europe. Because tama ye sesa ye no. Tama ni omadane mo na mo wachire kura. Na mo money more from kra. It is him as a Portuguese, no. He is speaking from an angle where he feels to say, "Mono mo inferior." I didn't do say person or catch no no.
I think it was specific, say in their entire football history.
On him history, just say Mourinho, who ni channel. Fancy, he is lying. Because Tama Portugal for kra hunu ball no cannot take a hunu ball away.
101.3 Nyaminsa.
Tama mututu kwan ko colonize amanfo a na omani abra na mo ji kro boss ji amanfo boss no na take we. It was still under the Ottoman Empire. No mu a chire kra. Iti ono ne pese obo mo se bi mu enkurasefo afi na moni abete. Na me ba na me kura trophies si ala mabo final say na me de ba. Na mu kro no mu history na mo aye nyina akwa mo sa de we bi da. And a lot of people in Europe consider Turkey for one say, "Omo slaves so sa kan." Iti na oha most of them during the Ottoman Empire ni tian be banti na bi call Germany. Iti na bi adwuma was coal mines. Emu na kofa most Turkey for amu e bon national team Germany say Alten top, Mesut Ozil, san kofo ni na nam sa ne omani ntia. And when you go to UK, they are dominant over there. Omo na tutu kebab ni ade what e UK bebrebe no. Ehonu Sudan ni bia no akototo baba omo ana Jose is insulting them. There's a thin line bia Jose cross here obi ehunu no aka kire no.
Clifford say the rest of Europe crown shouldn't respect Turkey.
The rest of Europe omo for omo nya hwe. It is something Jose can no ase also okasa ne boso kire omo pa wo. From racism issue to this.
From the whole Canada, then the first statement now, Galatasaray Fodi can report and say now, Omo bench ni to say Sebi and Ray. He was not referring to black people. He was referring to Turkey for no omo say omo ye inferior. Omo. They don't respect them at all. Omo say Turkey we chire kra. Omo heard the rest of Europe how omo develop na Turkey we chire kra. And Joseph knows his books, he knows his philosophies, he knows his history. And as some now all can obeso chire mo say wono akọ who final say 2 in your entire history 7 years history oboa obeso chire mo say bi mo muni hwe afina monite na nka obo conference league final na abo Europa league final la enye UCL final asem ye kan yo kanu kroni nyamierim na among the rest of Europe proof is Joseph betima ko gina kwa say ba qualify for Europa league final abo conference league final odi asem na obeka che omeka say wo standard no kra no e ho no aba fom but didn't na Turkey na wa huru agi no mo kon so a pamprempe because he believes that they are inferior. And Joseph coach wo Italy meboa wa coach wo Portugal meboa wa coach wo England meboa. He has gone around Europe to have enough experience and understand the culture of Turkey and the history of Turkey and go at them. What did you matter? Ope kwan na afiri ho e ba fom onfa na nim guase enko Portugal on san ko fa national team no say no mo de be ma ne de a no mo de ama no, but I think it is not fair. He's not being fair to them at all. Obe fa na ni ani se waka ne kwa, but deep within history he's telling them some things and showing them some identity in the munchi free ha monko. O check the La Liga best player of the season award now. Fancy, and the football, they were a developing corner. Yeah, begina fin kakra. Do we deal with statistics alone? Or do we deal with pure football? Also, the positioning of players are quite different. Anyhow, we compare them and pick the best out of them. It's in a Nobi catch us. Oh, look at Modric cried, he says goes J Ballon d'Or. You are right. But in the context of assessing Luka Modric and the year under review, maybe in terms of goals, Luka Modric and Shebebri. But as a midfielder, Untimi use goals as the ultimate metric to measure the quality of a midfielder in the long run. It is a best players na midfielders woma. Now they are more to two strikers now. Goals no crash should come even maybe second or even third. It's in a Rodri. Any Vinicius Junior Ballon d'Or awards no.
Meaning if Shadrach still has statistics between the two of them, now better here. Because who goes in the two chain. Now Abia Vinicius Junior share more goals than Rodri. A bad dribbles are not Rodri. In terms of success rate, no. Vinicius made more dribbles, but the success rate now from Nen Chen Rodri. About chances created that Rodri was there. About passes, about Nyoma Bebre, and Rodri, Ebron, so aside goals. So the moment you are comparing a midfielder and attacker, it could be say goals no attacker and the chain midfielder no. But about other metrics, can't be to say passing, dribbling, san your man keten na. Be an midfielder and the bro attacker so. It could also be the opposite. Say be a midfielder no good quality passes, chances created. What did they mention as no? San your money na be wo honom there, but na be a okọ attacker no so there, ne dribbles. Ne big chances created. Ne nyoma bebre no, ebro ne there so. And the influence in games. Itiama may be very careful when it comes to some of these things. But I think the borderline around statistics in this annual money in how influential these players were in their setup. Sanka Utu assume no been free team ni mua. E dia na na ebe ha team no. It will be Rodri dia. When Rodri never played for Manchester City, he will to Manchester City. It will set the gap in terms of when Rodri plays and when he doesn't play. Vinicius Junior the same thing, but compare me no influence now. Even without Vinicius, Real Madrid won some games. But without Rodri, Real Madrid struggled.
Man City struggle. So
she san your money dina eto de bia. Yen hwe your man keten bi. Me no me ditu me pa say Real Madrid say pa ne de me sanka. Wo hwe Kylian Mbappe dini ni goals do na wa se we pa ne de wo concede goals na. Fancy, MSN Castle, she betimi aba. But also the nyoma to nyoma so di na hwe nyoma din a without Kylian Mbappe, no be o bet master pay up the Real Madrid that said this number of goals ana. In previous seasons, Vinicius I am here. And yes, was 40 goals. What did they mention as no? But the combination of Vinicius and Jude Bellingham, the number of goals they give Real Madrid on kwa beji afa so no kwa ebo she. What am I saying?
Even when any first season or by I say
yes.
Number one criticize as well struggle.
Yes. We be na be ma won Barcelona for no so adodo na bi ebi mu gina Raphinha chi say that be Raphinha born now born this season. I was say because fancy go and check the number of goals Raphinha scored. Never time and 1-0. And I eba be 2-1. And eba be 3-1 Yama Barcelona. Na ehwan na ehye sa goal no. Then you monitor when Pedri was absent from Barcelona games. And when Pedri, then you monitor when Yamal was absent from Barcelona games and when Yamal was there. So it's a broad discussion when it comes to the La Liga best player of the season. But to the league alone, I think it will definitely be restricted to Nipano number of goals so share these goals in crucial moment. I play a role in maybe a position of the club, no maybe a say be a time and a number near 2-1. So the reason why check Scott McTominay why he won the Serie A MVP now, fancy one share goals and bro be there so. But check Scott McTominay goals now share na. Either send Napoli that form 1-0. No, I bet na 1-1. And I born here 1-1. That's Scott McTominay share na 2-1. And I game no more be league more ending. That's Scott McTominay be there. I bet she and me the MVP no more ni di no say there be. Yeah the MVP because Retegi and the J the goalkeeper. The Italians there. But look at Scott McTominay, it's about the impact. And yet only the numbers alone. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of the productivity now. What they are what the tones and you know. So it's interesting to see who they are going to pick out of the lot. Fancy strikers a 4-way or beyond the style. Teams in India careful. Yebebubi, Monfanshe Mutrim, Sesko, Gyökeres, Dilap, Ekitike. Sa 4-way Yebebubi. Ye bobu ba ko pe
na the lap on the as a man in the afa
ye dey bobu ba ko pe say tina me make kasa asem say sa four strikers ye dey ba ko be ntebe
nti o si me on obi ampa na
o si me no ni wo Saudi Arabia o pe hila na ko club o ka
so stay oh Europe
scanner o si me ne pe
no ni na is scanner o demand no obi no on man
nobody is ready to pay that money for him.
No. He only amount 40 million euros a season. Now Europe will be a crime 20.
Now
sorry in Saudi for them.
What's it there?
Because they can't match these guys.
Let's be honest with ourselves here.
Here's the statistics of Victor Osimhen. Steve Obetimabem. Here's the statistics of Victor Osimhen. Fancy. On that 40 million a year striker, I also would try and say 40 million.
But so far, though, and there's what actually say, Siscano on Quadia. There's sound the one idea. A scan on war, Tino Mitiasa amount. By Europe, Mefuso Sima also more than 10 million euros. 10 million also, bro. Because you won't table for me one more just add in. What I say? Fancy in Europe, in Europe. Why ya didn't know it? Turkey, one year pre-season.
See where we are making mistakes, Meba. In Europe, one full season, and Osimhen proving himself beyond reasonable doubt. The season Napoli won the league. Go back to when he was at Lille. Go back to when he came to Italy for the first time. Check the number of goals. I know the season. No team clock 20 goals.
Say you know now already.
Meba. No, Meba. Because there is only one season. You see, Europeans one more to subsequently, when say form guy, they're very important. But they look at many other factors, including the fitness of Victor Osimhen. African most about full season. Kampo biwo Galatasaray bia pranket in Ketibi Kranya day. Emba at Napoli bo to be about 2 or 3 games. No pra 3 games, before games, 5 games. No pra no conchain. When you need him most, maybe or to purpose. And the demands is making almost set examples in our background checks. Oh Napoli now subain to say. Oh Lille now subain to say. Now bonus say because ka oh probia. Me jitu me sen ka wosan komo all on Victor Osimhen and anka Paris Saint-Germain. Because Luis Campos play a massive role Lille in the life of Victor Osimhen. Any baby or Nini Kodru here. And they were that close. But why are they not paying that amount of money?
They say PSG in Tuya more.
PSG in Tuya. They say Europe class. Do not see Victor Osimhen and Tuya.
After Mbappe, no more. Yes.
Good. As usual.
Me so bibia so whatever kumia be can attitude something be me hu ni bibia but sa one season no de Napoli ni we na kumia kan de me ni hobi ya na game ni tie no usually no obetime nya west form baby but pick up on twa ni hwe na chibiem Osimhen from Napoli de oye no if you think say once the fan oba oboa he has come yes
alatani
and uni mama sancho the Nigeria for strikers no so pick up na oba free game no anyini o check the Nigerian strikers obe Femi Martins mo Yakubu Aigbemumo all of those guys just a game no anyini basa or drop it was through and sika or say no Nigeria for na mo nyesa
yeah Steve Bray
yeah